We're live. Welcome back to Beyond 11 Podcast. Monday morning remote edition. Des is up north. King of the North up there.
North of the wall.
North of the wall.
North of the wall.
We're live.
Okay,
live on Instagram.
Hell of a baseball game. Hell of a series.
Yeah, hell of a series. Hell of a fucking series, huh?
Wasn't great.
I'm pulling up chat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was even the game you won was ugly. It was just not good baseball. Thank God they played worse baseball.
Thank God they wanted to give one game away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just a bad series. But in true Astros fashion, I fully expect them to turn around and then give the Tigers, one of the best teams in the AL, a tough series.
So. Yeah, I mean, you got to get Flaherty tonight. Like, you have to. Scooble looms.
June, Annie's mom over on Instagram, great point. Javier screwed the overs for the giveaway. Getting sick.
Wow. Yeah. What was? Oh yeah, because it was innings pitched.
It was innings pitched, and Javier only went.
Oh shit!
He only went 3. Noah was right. Mariners lost, so that series didn't happen. Essentially, you just chalk the weekend. Nothing happened. Nobody played baseball.
0.
You just move on.
Yeah, but I mean, it tightens up everything else for the division. So, wild card got tighter if the odd man out. So, Stone's already chirping me, dude. My fucking 2-year-old dog has been up since 6 o'clock in the morning with explosive diarrhea. I've deep cleaned the entire house. Got all over me. She was shaking. She played in it. It just summed up the what the Baltimore Orioles series was my 2-year-old golden retriever, explosive diarrhea all over herself, playing in it. I had to grab her, take her outside, and then shower myself off. Almost just caught myself on fire. Caught the whole house on fire. It's just been a hell of. So I don't even be chirped right now. I don't be chirped about.
Sounds like a great time.
The VCR. So literally flush it and beat the Tigers, please, because I need it.
Yeah. I need it. Tomorrow's gonna be a very fun matchup. What you hope is the Astros can steal a game tonight, kind of come into town, steal a game, and then you have a giant matchup tomorrow that I think everybody's looking forward to. We're gonna be live streaming for it. It's got to be one of the biggest. I think Crochet and Scooble matched up earlier this year, but it's got to be, top 5 pitching matchups of the season. Definitely in the AL.
It's a heavyweight bout for the Cy Young. It's the number 1 contender versus the reigning champ.
Yep.
It doesn't take Dana White to market that. I'm sure MLB will tweet about it after the game already happened. But legitimately, it is. If you view it in that sense, it's for the Cy Young. Obviously, there's 5 weeks left, but anytime they can go up against each other, these old head riders are going to look at that moment. So the Astros offense have the chance to help Hunter Brown out, and we'll see. And we'll go to work. You got to win tonight, though. You got to go. Yeah. You have Jack Flaherty on the bump, who, off the top of my mind, there was a Easter game, I think, a few years ago where he struck out 12. There's another holiday game that he pitched that we put up 12. So it's just kind of like a mixed bag with him.
I've been saying it, and this is where it's going to come back to bite me, but I think Jack Flaherty is the biggest fraud.
Wow.
I just
don't. The F word.
He has a 4.67 ERA, 6-12. So I've been technically right this season, but I was calling him a fraud last year.
So Jack Flaherty against the Astros, what do you think his record is?
3-1.
1-3.
Oh, okay.
What do you think his ERA is?
Based on that, 4.2.
3.64.
Oh, okay.
36 strikeouts and 6 appearances.
So take the over on strikeouts, but also the over on earned runs, probably.
Pretty good.
Okay. You got Spence going back out there. Yeah, highlight of the weekend was Sanchez robbing 7 runs in one game.
I saw your tweet. Is that Did you get? I know you were kind of half joking, but is that 7 defensive run saves in
No, apparently
12 hours?
according to the guy who's like an quote unquote expert in defensive metrics, he said it's like 1.6 DRS when you rob a home run. So overall, I mean, he's still like, you're going to look at his defensive metrics this week, and it's going to be way up from last week. Rob had a great pessimistic point earlier. I'm gonna read this one. Does anyone really believe this team is going to make a World Series run? If so, why? And please don't say because they've done it in the past. This is bound to end sooner or later. You know, I get where you're coming from. At the same time, I feel like most people have thought and said it's bound to end sooner or later for the last 4 years, and they keep making a run at it. So, I mean, they have the roster to do it. That's the thing. I'm not saying it just because they have experience. They also have a great roster. If you compare their rosters, especially once you get Jordan back, if you get Jake back, losing Hader is a huge blow. But like, if you look at their 26-man roster when they're healthy, you compare that to almost any of the other AL 26-man rosters, and they're for sure top 3. I mean, at least top 5 for sure. And anything can happen in a postseason. So.
Hey, they're saying the audio is choppy. Is that your mic?
I don't know. That's probably a connection thing.
Roger, no, is that my audio or Josh's audio? I think that's the broken mic.
Mine?
Yeah.
No. This hasn't been touched. This is what I used last week. This should all be good. It's probably just a connection thing. It's probably nothing I can do about it. I'm getting 1 out of 10 words. I jinxed the sweep. It's my fault, Indy. But not even Jesus could save this. That was great. And he says you can hear y'all fine. Yeah, I think it's just some people. It's a connection thing when you do live audio. Good on IG. Yeah.
Talk about the Rob thing. Look, the ways to win on are moving forward or tighter. Obviously, there's like we're not reinventing the wheel here. Like the injuries are mounting up. Your bullpen is just a clusterfuck. You only have one reliable arm in the bullpen right now. This is where my mindset goes, and where I hope the front office goes. You're getting a plethora of starting pitchers back, but it's an unknown. It's unknown to see how I'm bounced back. I mean, literally Javier's second start back from Tommy John. He exits after 3 innings with an illness. So relying on these guys to come back and being who they are is impossible. So what do? How do you figure that out? I think you got to go to a tandem piggyback start. I think you have to figure out ways to get creative, because if you keep doing what you're doing and hoping that you get there, you're probably going to be on the outside looking in down that last 2 weeks where you're going to have to win a lot of games late. So how do you manage that? Hey, is it a Christian Javier? You are slated for 5 innings. AJ Blueball, you have the next 3. That protects your bullpen. Hey, Luis Garcia, AJ Blue, whatever it is, Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers, Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers, JP Frant, whatever it is, they're going to have to figure out right now, because if you wait till September, you're going to be on the outside looking in. So saying all that, the path is there, because you know what? I know Rob said not to say they've done it in the past. They have done this in the past. AJ Hinch has done this in the past. You take that same tandem piggyback recipe and you go down the stretch. Is it good for development? No. Is it good for the long term of all these pitchers? Probably not. But in the short term, to win and you have an opportunity to get into the dance, you got to do whatever it takes. So,
and I also think it keeps them healthier too. Like you don't have a Javier or somebody worrying about like, I gotta, I'm going to try and go 100 pitches tonight. Like they can focus in on 4 strong innings. You know, if you're rolling through it, then you can keep going. If you're struggling, then you did your job. Move, pass the baton to the next guy.
Yeah, and I think you kind of got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, hoping and wishing that these guys would come back. And I think Dubin was the one that Dana kind of hang his hat on 790, talking about a reliever coming back. They didn't get a trade.
I think that was a big difference this past week, was Dubin struggling. He was supposed to be that.
He's not very good after his injury, and he hasn't been
clearly it's not there anymore.
It's not there. I mean, it's gonna. Does he have value on this team? 100%. Does he have value right now? No, I don't think so. But you just got to figure out now, like, hey, you can't risk that now. Now you have Okert throwing 2 innings because Dubin can only get 4 batters. Like, you're kind of
it affects
like
everything
negative
else.
compounding all this up. So, did you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar at the trade deadline, not getting a reliever? 100%. Did you get your hand kind of caught in the cookie jar, not getting a third reliable innings eater? Yeah. I mean, if the prices were the prices, and so be it. But if you can zoom out now from the trade deadline, did you win on the bat side? Did you extend your lineup? Did you XYZ, right? Yeah, 100%. You get your roses for that. The other 2 things, you failed. And that happens. It happens with the prices. I mean, I don't think anyone was comfortable sending a Bryce Matthews, a Yannick, and a Spencer Arrighetti for a rental of Dylan Cease. No, that's not going to happen, right? So could you get a Caleb Ferguson? Could you got a Pete Fairbanks? Could you get a one-off reliever? 100%. Now you have an opportunity. If I saw over the weekend, right, the rumors that if the Rangers fall out, they may waiver some guys, right? A Maton, a Merrill Kelly, a Columbia.
Yeah.
Like, now you may get an opportunity for a second gift. Go claim that waiver. Go eat that contract, whatever it is. You have to pay a little bit more on the tax. So be it. I don't know what that looks like, but you may get a get out of jail free card. You can't miss that. Like, I don't know how that process is going to work. I'm sure a lot of contenders are going to try to get those arms, but if anything keeps popping up, you have to hit that. And they have been doing it. The Astros and Dana Brown have been that proactive. That's how you get a Jason Alexander. That's how you get a De Los Santos. You hit on those. And so when you get there, you can't strike out. Going through some of the comments, Roger asks, is Urquidy an option? Urquidy's with the Tigers. He signed with the Tigers in the offseason. Cade, it looks like he's Indy, good point. Uala, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're not trying to start his clock. I don't know why they haven't done it, but you got to think AJ Blue Ball's up. You got to think.
Yeah, I'm assuming they make a move today to get some length in that bullpen for the series.
Yeah, I think Chandler wrote something about Van Wey possibility having options. Taylor Scott's down there. I haven't seen his stuff, but you got to get some arms up and fresh because right now you got the Walking Dead plus Brian Abreu. But I mean, when Chas McCormick goes 2 times in a homestand is not a good homestand.
No, definitely not. Some people making good points. Sure, the pitching had issues, but where were the bats? I mean, that's
true.
You scored 0 runs 2 games this series, so it doesn't really matter what the pitching did. You know, if you score 0 runs, then you're not going to win a ball game. I think that's something we need to touch on more. Like, I don't know if we always talk about it, the approach thing. Whenever they face a pitcher they've never seen, a rookie or somebody they've just never seen, they always seem to have an issue. It's a scouting report thing. The way they attack pitchers, I guess, has a lot to do with they've seen them before. The more they see them, the better they do. Obviously,
you want to beat the Houston Astros in the playoffs when that time comes. Throw 3 guys they have no doubt on.
Exactly. I was literally thinking about that the other day. I was like, if I'm the Tigers or somebody who's coming up on a big series, if I'm the Mariners or whatever, I'm calling up, like that kid Lucas Henderson or any of their prospects that the Astros have never seen. I feel like that's just
it never
fails.
fails.
Has to be there that's a way to beat them.
It never fails. I mean, this team's really good when you have the data on them, on the opposing pitchers, and seen time and time again. But that's why we have that running joke of like, oh, a 6 ERA rookie pitcher is going to shut out the Astros. I mean, it's not a joke anymore. It's kind of reality. So,
shout out super chat from Greg. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
If Javier Garcia don't turn into a legit number 3 for 2025, that price for Cease or Sandy gets a whole lot cheaper. Interesting.
I mean, I expect a big trade in the offseason to get an arm because you're losing Framber. I don't really see, other than outside actually Framber, there's not a lot of front end rotation guys. I mean, you're putting a lot on Christian Javier and hoping he bounces back and can be that guy. But I think the whole weekend could be summed up with just I don't know, like sleepwalking. Like it felt like there was no energy even on Saturday. Like they're up early and then cruise control, and then they come back, and then they're like, oh shit, and then probably should have lost. You probably should have been swept. I mean, like literally, we cold opened the show with Baltimore gave you that win, so
Yeah,
you take them, but at this
they're
point,
lucky to get out of that series still a game and a half up on.
oh yeah, yeah. Shout out to the Mets. So
Yeah.
now you need like it could be another wash. Like the Mariners have the Phillies and the Astros have the Tigers, so it kind of keeps going in this battle where all roads lead to that last series with Seattle. And I've been kind of saying this all year, and it kind of struck yesterday because that 4-game sweep of Oakland's just pestering me. But I said it in February, I said it in March, and I kept saying it throughout the year. The secret to the West and winning the West is how you played against the Oakland A's. And right now, that 4-game sweep a few weeks ago is really the reason why Seattle's on your heels. Now you end the season down in Sacramento, I think. Let me see. I think you play in Sacramento and then LA or the Angels.
I'm pulling up right now. So they finish the season. Last series is with the Angels, but yeah, the series before that is in Sacramento. So you end the season on a road. So you play Seattle at home.
You think they're going to flex that 1:10 Sunday afternoon game, that last home game of the year, to 7 p.m.?
Yeah, that's going to be Sunday Night Baseball for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then because you have an off day the next day. I don't know if Seattle does, but the Astros do. So that's an easy.
Thank you for the super chat, Andy. Yeah, less golden retriever diarrhea, more wins.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That'd be
great. Yeah, please. Yeah. So I mean, in my opinion, you have to come out of that Seattle series with at least a 3-game lead.
Yeah.
I do not want to go to Sacramento fighting for the playoffs.
No.
Fighting for the division and have to play in that ballpark. You have to play important, basically October baseball in Sacramento. Oh, that makes
you're gonna have to play October baseball in September at this point, brother.
No, that's what I mean. That's essentially October baseball, and you're doing it in Sacramento. I don't want to do that. Yeah. The whole weekend can be summed up by they hit like Punch and Judy. Yep. Apparently so people are saying McCullers to the bullpen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the most you can convince is you piggyback with him and he starts a game and you have somebody piggyback behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's like just shaping perspective and be like, hey, you're a starter. You're just starting out of the bullpen. Like, you're going to have to figure it out.
Hitting with runners.
Another super chat coming in. Thank you, Brownba. Hitting with runners scoring position has been too inconsistent. It has been for years now. What is the issues? Yeah, that's a great question. The approach has been, to me, the approach throughout the golden age has been what it is and what we've seen. There's just been catalysts within that has bolstered it. And that was Michael Brantley. That was Isaac Paredes. Guys that could extend at bats. Guys that could make a pitch count go up. And I think Framber was kind of chirped a little bit on Friday night about it, but I think he was 100% right. I think he was also 100% wrong when he didn't back up the play, and he obviously owned up to that, and it's the little things like that. But Framber mentioning it through the media, which is kind of a newer development over the last 7 months, but when you are busting your ass and then you go and you can't even get your routine and kind of rest up and charge your battery back up, happened to Hunter Brown, his start. These guys, when they're only seeing 7-8 pitches, all of a sudden you got to get back out there, and it's almost like you almost have to think the pitchers are like boxers, right? They're 30. You have 30 seconds to compete. Chunk it as hard as you can, get it back, and keep doing it. But with this time clock, you don't have time to kind of reset and walk around and do everything you got to do, especially when your offense just saw eight pitches and now you're back out there again. So that right there is kind of the approach where when you're missing the Isaac Paredes, when you're missing previously Michael Brantley. I think Victor Caratini's done it well this year at times. He's kind of in a little slump. Now that kind of his playing time has dwindled down a bit, but it's got to be something that gets there. And it just seems like, hey, we got to get this guy early, so we're swinging at the first two pitches. It seems like, especially on Friday night. I mean, that guy had the most efficient, perfect game going in like the history of perfect games. It felt like. So
thank God for Ramon. All right,
thank God for a good scorekeeper.
That would have been the most embarrassing thing.
That should have been a no hitter. That should not have been a hit.
Yeah, I agree. On the point about runners in scoring position, I know it feels awful, but I feel like that's a real micro. If you look at it 20,000 foot view compared to other teams, the Astros are 13th in runners left on base, 13th in a good way, as in they 13th least runners left on base per game in baseball. I think the reason why we see it a lot as Astros fans is because the Astros get on base a lot. They also get on base at a better rate than most teams. So you're seeing a lot more runners on base. So it's more often that's going to happen that runners get left on base. Not to say it's not frustrating, but I just think it isn't some just ridiculous problem that the team has. They're about middle of the pack when it comes to leaving runners on base.
Yeah, but it gets to the point though of like how many games feel like spring training energy. Like there's so many games by the fifth inning where I'm like, oh, this is chalk. This is a loss. Like, and when the Astros are hot and they're doing the thing, the summer Stros, and we're all tweeting and we're all doing our bullshit, like, there's that palpable energy of like, hey, this team's gonna find a way to come back. Right now, it very much feels like, oh, they're down. This is spring training. This feels like a split squad in West Palm, Jupiter. Like, that's what it feels like at times. It almost feels like they come in with a predetermined mindset. And I mean, honestly, I think this weekend that thing may be floating around that locker room that
I think it is. I think it's affecting more players than the ones that have gone on that have missed games.
Yeah,
I think some players are playing through it.
Also, if it's warm, like I was gonna make a joke, but it's gonna be serious. If it's warm for everyone else in the stadium, how hot is it on the field?
Especially as if you're feeling a little sick, like
yeah, I mean, it looked like Javier was pitching in like 200% gravity. Like he looked sluggish. He just like almost lethargic. Like he just had like a big.
I don't even know. As somebody who just had that, I don't know how he went out there and even threw any pitches. Like that. I just had that last week. I was down for the count for about a day and a half, and then even after that, it took.
You were out. Like you were.
I was able to come in and like do some editing on my computer and stuff, but like I couldn't do anything that like I got winded walking upstairs. Like that's how like bad my whole like body felt. It took me like 4 or 5 days to really like get to the point where I felt back to normal. I still have like a cough or whatever, but like if that's what they have, that's what, because I know it's been going around. I know other people that have had it. If that's what's going around, like fortunately, it should go quick. It's not something that's gonna like have somebody out for weeks. But it seems pretty contagious, whatever it is. So I'm really concerned about that.
Get them IVs rolling.
Yeah, get the IVs absolutely rolling. Drink plenty of fluids and just hope that. And it happening now when you don't have if they had an off day today, that'd be just perfect. But unfortunately, instead of an off day, you're facing one of the best teams in the league. So they got to find a way to just lock in and get through it.
I'm going through runs scored. Paul brought it up about the A's. Indy was right. The Mariners have the most runs scored in the West, 569. The A's 566. The Angels 551. Then the Astros at 530. But looking at the other divisions, like the Astros would be second to last in the AL East in runs scored. You have the Yankees at 636, Red Sox at 626, the Blue Jays at 615, the Rays at 556, and then the Orioles at 537. The Central, you have the Tigers with 604 runs scored. The Astros would be second in that division. The Twins are only at 517. But going to the NL side, like the Astros are mid to low tier packs and lower at the of all division leaders and playoff teams.
Scored less runs than the Marlins.
Yeah, I mean the Padres have 515, which is obviously lower in the NL West, but you have the Dodgers at 640, Diamondbacks at 618.
The
The
Astros have
Brewers,
one less than Washington. Holy shit.
Yeah, so not great. Not great. The Reds have more runs scored. The Cardinals have more runs scored. The Cubs and Brewers have more runs scored. The Braves, Marlins, Mets, and Phillies all do as well. So,
yeah,
not great.
No, I mean, that's my biggest thing this season. As much as, I mean, the bullpen really let us down specifically this weekend. But I mean, like you said, when you score 0 runs, it doesn't really matter what the bullpen did. I mean, as much as you want to talk about how momentum can change, obviously, if it's a 2-0 game, you have more juice in the 8th inning to hit than you do if it's a 8-0 game. But at the same time, you got to put up something. The game. Most of these games aren't that out of hand. I mean, it was. Let's see, yesterday. I mean, you were still in it. It was only 5-0 in the 5th. And you still scored 0 runs. You let Dean Kramer, or whatever his name is, just absolutely demolish you. And the night before that, it was 4-0 in the 7th. Like, that's not on the pitching. That's your offense should be able to put up at least 2 runs at that point and make it a game. Over on IG, Dom says those stats should illustrate that the pitching is way less of an issue than the bats. Yep, I mean that's kind of what we're talking about here. I mean, obviously, the loss of Hader is we haven't. I still think we haven't even really felt the loss of Hader yet. It's had some ramifications, but like we said, the offense was the issue this weekend. I'm worried about when we're facing a tough divisional opponent and we actually have a lead, 5-2 in the 7th inning, and then you got to figure out what the hell to do with that.
Well, this is where I'm at. Now there's a pattern, right? Because last year we saw Taylor Scott be an all-star. Should have been an all-star for the first half. The second half, he was awful.
Yep.
Now you have King, Ort, Bennett, or Dubin, Okert. Like, you had guys that were absolute dudes in the first half and now hit a wall again in the second half. Is that the league figuring them out? Is that data being figured out? Yeah. So is there
dead arm?
Yeah. So now you're going on year 2 of the same thing happening again. You have to make an adjustment. If that's a guy you got to go out and spend money on that you don't want to really spend money on to shore up the 7th inning, then you do that, because right now fool me can't get fooled again. Like, it's frustrating because these patterns keep popping up and fans like us are seeing it, and you're like, okay, well, are we gonna do something about that, or and I think that's where kind of my frustration lies. That's why I wanted another arm at the deadline, and yes, you have arms coming back, and yeah, there's a path, and I think they should take it if doing tandem starts piggyback, and hopefully they do, and it's not too late when they do decide to do that. But hell, it took them 5 months to 6 months to do an opener. Like,
yeah,
history tells me they're not going to do tandem starts till they got to win 3 of the last 4 games.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. Somebody said, do you bring Graveman back? I would love to. I don't think the answer is in.
I don't think there's an answer in reunions.
Yeah, I don't think the answer is going to find former guys that we thought that we used to love as Astros fans. I think the answer is in guys like Anel De Los Santos.
Yeah, he looked good.
It's to continue to find these diamonds in the rough that other teams waiver. It's continuing, because if the answer is, or if your question was, what's happening with the relievers being kind of losing it in the second half, which is a great point. I do think it is mostly teams figuring it out. It's a combination of dead arm or fatigue combined with teams. Okay, now I've seen what the Astros did with Okert and how he pitches now. and we can find a way to compete with that. I think it's just the answer is continuing to find those guys. You try and find another. I know not. It's not that it's easier said than done, but the Astros seem to make it easy. So keep finding those guys.
Yeah.
Keep finding those diamonds in the rough. If that's calling up blue ball and letting him have a run, as a 2 inning guy in the bullpen or something, uh, maybe that's the answer. Maybe it's just not showing your hand as much to these opponents that you face often.
And also the fact that you can't rely. I think you have to rely on blue ball or a Miguel or a Taylor Ivy who's down there. Excuse me, Tyler Ivy, because you can't ask these arms coming back from Tommy and all these injuries to bounce back and be multiple guys through the week to eat 2 innings. You can't have Luis Garcia be that back end tandem guy for two people. It's impossible.
Yeah.
These guys come back from injury, have to be starters. They have to go through their maybe it's a six person rotation with these arms coming back. Is it Jason Alexander being a jack of all trades, going from staff ace over the last month and a half to being like, hey, you're Brad Peacock. Like, we need you to eat 6 innings this week, and they're going to be 2 here, or 3 here, 2 there, like whatever it may be. But hey, Jason Alexander, I know you're getting residual checks from that show in the 90s. We need you right now to go eat some more innings. So I don't know. Like, they pigeonhole themselves, and I don't know what other than the offense bashing that could change the conversation of, because now the conversation is not going from what can this offense do for you. It's what can we do to minimize runs for the other team. What can we do with all these pitchers when the conversation would be like, hey, offense, we need you to go carry this third of the season because this starting rotation and this bullpen carried for 2/3 of the season. Yeah. Offense, go hang 7, go hang 6 consistently, not 1 here, 1 here, 0 here, 9 there, 14 here, 0 here, 0 here, 6 here. Like, yeah, that looks great at the end when you're looking at numbers, but in this little stretch of your bubble, you need consistency 1 through 9, and it's just not that right now.
Yeah, no,
and we're saying that they're going to sweep the Tigers and they're going to put up 15 on school board and be like, we're like idiots.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what we keep talking about. They play up to good teams and down to bad teams. Dom says the answer is getting a large lead and using the bullpen less. I mean, yeah, ideally in a perfect world, you're putting up 7 runs a game, and you just need the minimum from your starter and bullpen. Unfortunately, we've had to rely on the starter and bullpen, finding a way to only allow 3 runs a game so you can win 4-3 or 5-3 barely. Yeah, I mean, it's not the ideal thing. Ideally, Jordan comes back next week. Jesus Sanchez starts hitting tanks like crazy. Everybody's rolling. You're putting up 5 to 10 runs a game, and you can just roll into the postseason. But I feel like that's a harder thing to control. I feel like pitching is always the easier aspect of it to control because you have the ball in your hand. As hitters, like, it's tough to predict when a hitter is going to have a hot streak or a slump. It just kind of happens. So the thing you can try and control is having a great bullpen or tandeming starters and finding a way to limit runs on the other side.
Hey, could someone out there tell Sanchez that this shoulder is flying open with his hip and he's just rolling over and pounding everything in the dirt? Can we just send that up the ladder? Because it's a very simple adjustment, and this is how it's gonna happen. All Sanchez needs to do is drive one into that left center gap. I'm gonna hit a line drive at the shortstop. If it's an out, so be it. Let me hit a line drive that back way and fill everything there. Because right now it's this and there. And so with that, you're just get the Wormsome helmet because you're just hitting 100-mile-per-hour ground balls right into the dirt in front of you.
I have a prediction.
He's over 27, so please be mindful of that.
Is he really?
I think he's over 21. Let me see.
Jesus Christ. I think as soon as Jordan comes back and is in that lineup before, or probably after him in that lineup, and he can watch Jordan at bats live in game, and he can learn things, and maybe Jordan gives him they talk hitting, that sort of thing. I think Jesus goes on a run.
That'd be great.
I
0
think
for 21.
I think September Jesus Sanchez has like an 870 OPS.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I'm just
You know
saying, so they don't have super similar swings, but they're built a little bit the same. They both have that lefty stroke, and I think there's something Jesus can learn from watching Jordan the way he approaches.
100%. No, yeah, getting the big guy back's gonna be great. I mean, I won't really believe it until I see 2 games out of it in the show. Hell, I won't even believe it until I see the second at bat of game 1 in the show.
I'm the fact that they were like, oh, we're sending him on a rehab assignment. We could see him in a week. It feels fugazi, feels like fairy dust, feels fake. I'll believe it I'll believe it the first at bat. That's fine. As soon as I see him in the box in a major league game, I'll believe.
Is Jordan Alvarez in the room with you right now? Yeah. And also I was about to I've been very, very mild on Twitter compared to years past. I think the one that kind of got me on the ropes was my January 6th Jeremy Pena Boston tweet. But I was very close about the Javier. If Javier was like he just didn't have the shits and bubble guts. I was getting fully torqued to set the internet ablaze. I almost had to call you to be like, hey, take the phone, put it in one of those comedian things where you can't film anything and just like take it away from me, because I was a little bit worried about that going in. And the whole thing that was like kind of crazy was like Luis Garcia's, I don't know if you saw the report, is behind Lance McCullers Jr. on.
I saw that, which is weird because Luis just threw 80 pitches. And
of all the pitchers, of everyone to baby.
Yeah.
That was the one we chose, not Christian Javier, who you have $60 million tied to over the next 2.5 years. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. It's very confusing to me why the training wheels are on him and not on everyone else. It's like it goes into the entire Pandora's box of the whole return to play thing. So I just found that crazy. I mean, he had a great start. Lance had another great start. So I guess we'll see Lance before Luis Garcia Jr. after 29 months. I think we'll be at 29 months when we finally see Luis Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I don't hate the way that they're treating him. Like, I'd rather be cautious, especially when, who knows what we're gonna get from him anyways. It's not like it's not like it's Framber or Hunter is like an ace that you're like wanting back, needing back. I'd rather him give another rehab start. That's fine. I just don't understand how he's at 80 pitches, and I think Lance threw 60, but somehow Lance is ahead of him. That just doesn't make sense to me. But if you can have both of them back in September, as much as everybody likes to hate on LMJ, I mean, I'll take.
You need pull. You just need pulses.
Yeah, I'll take if LMJ can give me 3 strong innings in some game, whether that's out of the bullpen piggybacking, whether that's starting and somebody piggybacks him. If he can give you 3 to 4 strong innings of 1-run ball, I'll take it. I don't care how it comes. We just need to limit runs, and then obviously we need the bats to get going. I'm excited for September. I'm excited for this series. What is your prediction?
Hold on. One last thing. The last time we saw Luis Garcia Jr. on the mound was May 1st of 2023.
Yeah.
What were you doing in May of 2023?
I was still recovering from our spring training.
From West Palm Beach, yes. We were still recovering from 3 spring trainings ago. Wild. Yeah, but we need them. We need all arms. We need all pulls. But predictions for this series?
True predictions.
Take one.
Take one.
Take one.
Which game is that?
The School game. I'm just kidding.
I mean, that'd be very Astros to like put numbers on School, but then
you have
on Flaherty and
you have Flaherty Spencer tonight.
Flaherty Spencer tonight, Scooble Brown
Google, Hunter,
tomorrow,
Framber, Uncle Chuck.
and Framber and Uncle Chuck on Wednesday.
Golly. It would be the most Astros thing of Astros years past to take this series, or even hell sweep the series.
I'm predicting a sweep.
You're crazy, dude. You're absolutely you're doing this for clicks. You changed.
I'm
May
not.
May 1st, 2023. You would never say that.
They always
look how much you've changed.
A lot has happened since May 1st, 2023. They always do this where they play a good team, especially on the road. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And on the road and tough, stadiums for teams that are really good and have a good fan base that's going to be loud, they do well. I think Spencer's going to have a very solid start. I don't think he's going to do great, but I think he'll do 5 innings and 2 runs. I think the offense starts to put up some runs. I think they no, maybe not home runs, but I think they hit a lot of gappers, get to the next man, put up 6 runs game 1, put up 5 runs on Scooble game 2, put up 4 runs on Uncle Chuck, but Framber has a good game 3. I think they sweep. I'm going for it. I'm being optimistic.
This is how I know if the series is going to go the way it does. The first Kerry Carpenter at bat today against Spencer. If it's a home run, we're getting swept.
Like
Kerry
Carpenter
matchup
is scary.
Terrifies me.
Yeah.
I say they take 1. I say the Astros take 1.
Okay. What do y'all think, chat? What are you pessimistic about this series? Are you optimistic?
Look, Friday show. I was the happiest kid in Willy Wonka's factory.
I know you were.
After that weekend, after watching all these children die around me, I'm like, get me out of this factory. These Oompa Loompas scare me. Just get me home.
The Astros just do this all the time where they look like the worst team on the face of the earth. And then they get on a plane, whether that's on the road or they get on a plane back home, and they just flip a switch, and all of a sudden they're the October competing Astros again, especially facing a good team. I'm feeling it.
This really is the dog days. Like legitimately.
That weekend series was the dog day. That was hopefully the end of the dog days. I think this is when I just think it's a whole mindset switch. It's a whole, like, you got the news about your Dawn. You're getting on a plane, you're going to Detroit. You have news about guys coming back. You are looking at a series against one of the best teams in the AL. You're looking at the Mariners right on your back. You're looking at the calendar turning to September. I just think it's a lot for a mindset switch to say, all right, let's fucking lock in and take care of business. I think they lollygag their way through this weekend, and they're switching the flipping the switch and going after it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, for sure. You can be optimistic. I'm not.
That's fine.
Fool me, can't get fooled again.
I really want to be optimistic, but this season has got hella frustrated. Got hella flustered, bro. Yeah, Cade, that's tough. Was it Billy Wagner's fault that we sucked this weekend? No more recognition for anybody until we start winning again.
Yeah, shout out to 13 being officially retired forever.
Noah says, I think we can take 2. No comments on the fans storming the field and getting hosed by security. Y'all, I was like, what is actually happening right now? Thank you, Antoine. I saw the video of him. You sent that video of him
coming off the field. Old boy looked toasted.
Why does that never happen when I'm there with a camera, man? Like, I have a zoom in camera. I can get the best streaker video ever.
Don't promote that.
But never happens when I'm there with the camera.
Yeah, that video of him walking off the field,
he was gone.
Lit.
Yeah.
Also, like, handle your shit. Like, if you're going to a ball game, like, and you're getting that fucked up, like, come on. Like,
too much. It's too much.
The only time it was ever acceptable was that kid in the World Series that, like, did the whole, like, how they run up to Messi and Ronaldo. They did that all Tuesday.
Yeah,
like,
that was cool.
If you're gonna do it, you could do that.
Yeah, do that. Paul says, take the Scooble game. Lots of oppo hashing high velo. I feel that I can see a Carlos Correa double in the right center gap
To
just
break it open.
to break it open.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
could
absolutely.
see that. I could see that. Also, Jets, good, interesting choice. The Cubs have just turned on Kyle Tucker. Like, they're at the gates.
Do you think this second half so far, if he doesn't turn this around and like lead them to the playoffs or do like turn it around, if he peters out the rest of the season like this, how much has that affected his free agent contract?
$50 million. I mean,
you think
from
so?
500 to 450, he's still gonna be.
Yeah.
Like also like lefties in Wrigley's tough. Like not the best. Yeah. I wonder what his. I know he hasn't home run like in 2 months, which is crazy because he had like 18 in the first month and a half.
He was like MVP pace. He was right there in that conversation, and then he just
legitimately MVP. Pulling up a Savant page. Something the Savant page is still piping hot red.
He's essentially having
he's having his 23 year. He has an 830 OPS still, which
but it's like the counting. He's having the same counting stats as he had last year, and he missed 3-4 months with the bone bruise. It's
okay,
like
so
he didn't miss it, but he's basically not there.
So listen to this. This is kind of interesting. Tucker has 14 home runs for the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
In Baltimore, he would have 19. In Yankee Stadium, he'd have 25. In the minor league park in Tampa Bay, he'd have 26. He'd have 21 in Toronto. He'd have 22 in Cleveland. He'd have 23 in Houston. He would have 30 in Sacramento.
God damn.
He would have 24 in LA or in Anaheim. 21 with the Mariners, 20 with the Rangers, 25 with the Braves, 21 with the Mets,
so
23 with the Phillies. Huh?
Is Cubs the lowest?
Cubs the lowest of all the teams in the league.
It was that bad there.
26 with the Reds, 24 with the Brewers, 20 with the Pirates, 23 in LA, 21 in Colorado, 19 with Arizona. Like, yeah, the stats say 14 home runs, but anywhere else, I mean, hell. I know we won the trade. You'd have 9 more home runs in Houston right now. What's 23 home runs look like in Houston?
Well, I was about to say, what does 9 more home runs add to your OPS as well? You're slugging in your OPS. Like,
oh yeah,
you may be a 900
That's a good
OPS player. Yeah. So I mean, Wrigley's not a left-handed hitter's park. I think right-handers do a little better,
unless you're Schwarber. Unless you're just Schwarber.
Yeah, unless you hit balls 450 feet whenever you do hit them. I really hope when Abreu and Montero money comes off the books, they get some good bats. I mean, looking at this lineup and who they're going to have next year, I mean, they only really need one big bat, or they could just go spend, 20 mil AAV on one really good lefty bat for next year and be really set with that lineup.
What's kind of crazy? I'm kind of thinking through it. With all these guys coming back, right? And you have obviously Correa, you have Isak, Walker, Jordan. Altuve will be in the outfield more. I maybe not even see Altuve at second base more than 30 games next year, just because you have all these people in the infield.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
keeping everybody.
Sanchez, Jake. Cam Smith. Where's Cam Smith fit in next year's plan? There's not regression by sending him if he doesn't crack, because there's not really a spot for him when the Astros at full health. Obviously, it's a big wish because it just seems like everyone is hurt all the time. Yeah. But like forecasting I
think best case scenario is him and Jesus just platoon right field.
Yeah,
and then together they essentially have, Cam versus lefties and Jesus versus righties. You have
that's kind of Kyle Tucker.
I mean, because you have like a 900 OPS right fielder or like an 850 OPS right fielder platooning, and then you just hope Jake keeps it up and patrols center.
Yeah,
and
Sanchez looks way comfortable in right field compared to left.
Yeah. The
I mean,
difference
obviously he
is
robbed 2 home runs, but Sanchez in left field, and he just looks like he makes every play except that one in Boston, but
no,
everything
but
he's kind
it
of
does
twisting.
feel it feels a lot more awkward with the way he approaches like balls coming in.
Yeah, where right field, he looks really, really freaking good in right field.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it might be a situation where if you're gonna add a big bat next year, it has to be via trade, like or you trade away one of your starting nine because you have such a solid starting nine that if you're gonna improve it, you're gonna have to trade one of them probably.
Oh yeah, I think you'll see major league players get traded for an arm somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. But all right, coming up on time. Yeah, Elbro says that's what I'm saying, bro. The lineup on paper rakes. They just need to build chemistry. Yeah, I mean this lineup is even now, without Esoc, it's still like you get Jordan back, and that lineup is disgusting. Your 1 through 7 are all potential all stars. You need them to all be on a roll and getting the next man up and driving each other in rather than getting a 2 out double and then the next guy pops up and you move on. Like that's how I feel like it happens often.
So you're essentially let's say a week, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're 7 days away from Jeremy Pena, Carlos Correa, Jordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, Christian Walker,
Christian Walker.
Jesus Sanchez, Yainer Diaz.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your lineup's really deep. Guys that you've been batting 3-4 hole are now batting 6-7.
Yeah.
Like you're a week away. Like is truly the mindset just survive the surge, hold on for this next 7 days, and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's why, and then you have Myers potentially rehabbing soon.
Yeah, he looked good.
He's
Tax
around there.
has been all over his rehab.
So I mean you get to the point where if you roll into that Seattle series fully healthy, knock on every single piece of wood in the city of Houston. I mean, you have a situation where like Jake Myers is your 9 hole with like an 800 OPS. Like you have a world where Cam Smith is just ready on your bench at any point to come in and pinch run or give a big at bat. You have Victor Caratini that you can continue to use not as like, oh God, we have to have Victor Caratini hitting cleanup because that's just how depleted our roster is. Instead, you have Victor Caratini ready for that clutch pinch hit at any moment. To platoon with, kind of take over for Jesus if he comes up a situation where they bring a lefty in. You have a Cam Smith on the bench. You have a Victor Caratini. There's a world where Dubon's on your bench because you're that deep. It depends on who you have playing where, but you just like you said, you just have to hold on, and you can't just punt the next few weeks to get there. Like you have to keep playing games and you have to find ways to win over this next week and a half, 2 weeks.
So in these 7 games, you have 3 with the Tigers and 4 in Baltimore. Then you have that day off, and then you have a homestand with the Rockies and Angels, where you have to play baseball. You have to show up. You just can't predict sweeps. You need to
At
switch
minimum,
that.
you have to win 3 games.
You gotta win at home. But before even looking ahead of that, 3 with the Tigers and 4 with Baltimore. 4 and 3 at worst, 3 and 4.
Yeah. I think at worst you need to win 3 games, and if that means you fall behind the Mariners just in this week, like that's worst case scenario. You win three games, and just hope the Mariners played mid to decent ball, and then you have a stretch with the Rockies. Then you have a stretch of 7 with the Rockies and Angels, and that's when you can go 5-2 and pick it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I do think there's gonna as optimistic as I've been, I do think there's gonna be a moment where the Mariners pass us up. You dip below, but I do think you that's not like
you change, man.
but I think it's like half a game or 1 game, and then you still have you have an easier schedule than them at the beginning of September, where you can.
You keep saying how easy it is, and we keep playing 500 ball. Every time you say that, we go on this 500 stretch.
You're right. I should shut up, but I mean the Orioles were easy. They should have beat that team. And you play more with. I mean, you should win. At minimum, you should split the series with the Orioles, and then I call this sweep of the Tigers. So who knows? I'm all over the place.
You know who's not all over the place?
Who's that?
Not my puppy. Big City Wings. Houston's wing joint and Paul's wing joint. 14 locations and just one in Cyprus. Head over to bigcitywings.com to find the nearest one to you. And use Zing Zang. Use Zing Wee Zang. Zing responsibly. Get yours. Whether it's margarita mix or the michelada mix, get yours at Specs, Total Wine, or HEB. But you got to win. Tonight's the most can't lose, must win game. And it's Spencer versus Flaherty. Both guys that rely on spin. Both guys that are going to fill the zone up, and there will be punchies. So, I don't know.
Series sweep, baby.
You're crazy.
We'll be live tomorrow right here watching the game.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. You got a dart in your neck.
You got a dart in your neck. We'll be live tomorrow. The game's at 5:40?
Yeah, we'll be doing a watch along. So
it's gonna be the biggest pitching matchup of the year for the Astros for sure.
It's UFC 320.
Yep, fighting for the Cy Young. So
you should make a graphic. You should make a graphic a tell of the tape, like the boxing ones where they have like their stats, but it's like they're half their faces.
Yeah, I'll do that for the thumbnail. I'll do that.
Number one contender versus the champ. There. No, like for a social post, not for the for the thumbnail, but for a social post.
Yeah.
Because if Major League Baseball is not going to promote this game tomorrow, because they won't until after the fact.
Yeah.
We have to we got to get our what's his name, guy with the big afro, the boxing promoter in the 90s.
Oh, I don't know.
Gosh, someone in chat help me real quick.
Boxing like that. Real quick.
Don Kelly, Don.
Thank you for the super chat. Brown Mama. Let the Mariners win the division. They will choke it away at some point. We just need to be as close to fully healthy as possible. I don't know about the let the Mariners win the division part, but I do think like that's what I said.
Don King. That was his name.
Yeah. If they come in or if they take the lead at some point, I still think they're gonna lose it. They're gonna choke it away.
I don't know about that.
I'll believe the Mariners have the sauce when they have the sauce. Until then, no. You have about 17 comments to say Don King over there on Instagram all of a sudden.
Oh, no, IG. I'm kidding.
They just dropped in. Don King. Yeah. All right, we will promote it. We'll get on there with a graphic. We'll promote it on IG. Big matchup. Big fun matchup.
Huge matchup.
But I think they steal a win tonight, and then you go into tomorrow playing for the series. That's my thought. That's my thought.
Okay. I don't know, Jim.
We'll see.
I don't know.
But thank you to everybody for hanging out. And talking ball with us.
Can't hear you.
We'll be live tomorrow watching the game. Maybe live Wednesday. I don't know. It's a noon game. We'll see how we're feeling after tomorrow. It depends on how we feel after tomorrow. If we're depressed, we might not. But yeah, and then we'll be back Friday for our live show at noon.
Peace.
Thank you all.
Love you guys.
See you later.